Hey, my people. Today I want to reward myself with a simple topic. And the only topic we will talk about in this video is the uncanny valley effect, which was described by a Japanese person. I don't know his name now, you can Google it. And it describes that people, when they perceive, or he predicted, this Japanese person predicted, that people will feel very uncomfortable, very stressed when they are confronted with robots that are very like humans, but they are not humans. And the same applies to narcissists and psychopaths, because I don't want to sugarcoat this, these people are more or less programs running, disconnected from authentic self, from free will, from emotional self-regulation, from unneediness. By the way, did you know that indifference is just a nice way to say that someone is unempathic? So if someone is indifferent, you could also say the person is not empathic, because the person is indifferent about you. Did you know that the word opportunistic is another word, a nice word, to say someone is manipulative, because they will use any opportunity for themselves, not caring about you. And I was wondering, if you subtract from a human being emotional intelligence and empathy, isn't that a robot? Isn't that an artificial intelligence, what is left over? I'm asking you. And this is why we feel uncanny when we meet these people, when we meet the shared fantasy, when we enter into that bubble of a family cult, of a dysfunctional family. But and this is why these people entrain everyone around them. They entrain them, they train them, they teach them to suppress the uncanny valley effect. They have chosen a path from a young age, because this is the only way they can survive, which means they are not invested emotionally. See, these people do not do emotions. They might perceive, they might have emotions within themselves, and within themselves is a self-absorbed state that includes everything. This is why they don't share reality. They don't share the world with us. But these emotions they have, this state they are in, is not shared with others. It is projected into others. And this is called projective identification. And it sounds like a projectile, and it truly is a slow-moving projectile of negativity. Because I need to make a small break, somebody's come in. So these people are led by negative motivation. They cannot introspect, because to introspect you need to step out into the world and see you from the perspective of another person. This means it's a jam. Everything is a jam. If they speak love, if they say the word love, and they want to describe that, it means it is a mixture of hate, envy, affection. Everything is mixed. It's all a jam. They cannot discern things. They have an internal chaos, and this is why they project anything they don't like within themselves into others, because they cannot do it on their own by introspection. So, identification projection is a slow bullet, a slow projectile hitting you with negativity. And we are talking about the uncanny valley effect, which means you will feel uncanny. You will feel the artificial way these people receive you. They are switched off until you enter the room, until they perceive you, and then they quickly are switched on because they want to extract something. They want to make a certain impression on you. They create fake their own personality and the world. They can't distinguish between these things. And because they have learned this from a very young age, this is the way they survive. They are very good at fetching you at the point of you feeling uncanny. They know that you have this response. They have learned all their life that people have an uncanny perception of them and how to fetch them at that point and train them. And they will leverage the enablers and codependents they have around themselves to make you believe it too, to entrain you too, to either implement you into the cult or to make you an enemy. There is no way in between. But they are brilliant at fetching you at the point where you think something is off. Because when your uncanny valley defense mechanism still works, you will feel they can't be serious. This is not right. This is not true. This seems artificial. They are too nice. They are smiling too much. They did very immoral things. They have no ethics. They have no spine. They have no backbone. There is no substance. They have no virtues. They have no principles. They blame victims, they blame others. They never be made accountable for what they do. They belittle things. And this is how they fetch you at that point, where you think something is wrong, and then they have a multitude, a thousand ways to get you in, to make you forget that uncanny feeling, to transist from this phase of feeling something is wrong to, well, this is it. This is the product. We are serious. We are dead serious. These people are really dead serious. They are dead serious like a child that plays. But a child that plays is serious and very alive. Well, these people are truly dead and serious. And on the mental level of a child. But they are living in grown bodies. They want to get everything that a grown person can have, but they don't want to be accountable for it. Yes, dead serious, dead people. Yeah, so I'm giving everything in your hand. I don't want you to be dependent of anyone who helps you to, I said it 1,000 times. The diagnosis of these people doesn't matter at all. What matters is their behavior, their biography, the trauma of everybody around them, the trauma bonds they used, the narcissistic family structure that just shows, everything shows, it shows, and you can feel it. But they are brilliant at overseeing this to train you to switch this uncanny valley effect off. And by the way, children who have been raised in families with narcissistic tendencies or with all these cluster B personalities around and codependent, they are very vulnerable for further narcissistic abuse in the future, because their uncanny valley defensive reflex has been destroyed by forcing the children to accept the shared fantasy of the narcissist, which includes to override the uncanny feeling that is actually true. So I'm giving everything in your hands. You don't need anything but your feeling. And your first impression will be the right. Something is wrong. It's too sweet, too clean, so materialistic, just superficial. You name it. Go ahead and make your own discernment, and don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let them push you over. The more of them tell you that you are crazy, and the more they try to coercively control you, the more they diagnose themselves.